I know that I'm standing between us and Jessica's mac and cheese and Linda's cookies, so I'll keep my remarks brief today. I think many people love the genre of literature and film called dystopia. The plot line is pretty much always the same. Humanity and the earth are near the brink of destruction, and it's usually humanity's fault. Some mad scientist's hubris has created a virus that's almost wiped us all out, or some greedy tycoon's corporation has destroyed our environment. And at the very end of a dystopia, we always get this glimmer of hope as the heroic protagonist takes some action that makes us think that maybe humanity will be saved after all. That's how the genre works. I think we like it for two reasons. The first is that it's a cautionary tale. This is not the world in which we yet live. When we come out of the movie theater and step into the sunlight, we say, oh, thank goodness I'm back in reality, not in that world. And the second reason I think we love it is the heroic acts of the protagonists that give us the glimmer of hope. I would like to argue that Behukkotai, one of our portions this week, is a dystopia. And at the heart of the story is a cautionary tale of what will happen if we are inhumane. And we, the Jewish people, get to be the protagonists. So let's look at how Behukkotai is a dystopia. Let's compare some of the lines in our Torah portion this morning to some modern books and films. Our portion said, we will be plagued with consumption and fever. World War Z, anyone? Where a virus has taken over and humanity has become zombies. Your foes shall dominate you, the Torah teaches. That sounds a lot like the Hunger Games to me, where the victors in a war have kept everyone else down. Your cities will lie in ruins. Well, that's easy. Planet of the Apes, anybody? It's a dystopia. Now, just like these films depict a future in which humanity has destroyed the environment and society has broken down, the curses in Leviticus prophesy a world where cities lie in ruin, disease is rampant, and authoritarian governments or brutal races rule the world. But now remember, at the end of every dystopia, the formula says the protagonist takes some heroic action and brings back hope. So what is that action in the Torah? Well, let's see. At the end of the list of curses, we're told, those of you who survive shall be heartsick over your iniquity in the land of your enemies. Then, at last, shall your obdurate heart humble itself, and they shall atone for their iniquity. Then I will remember my covenant, and I will remember the land. The heroic act at the end of Behukkotai that saves the world is not quite as exciting as shooting down an asteroid from the sky or the Rebel Alliance rising up. It's something much more humble. We humble our obdurate hearts and we go through the process of tshuva. It's not dramatic, but it is heroic. The word tshuva literally means returning. And the implication is that you remember who you truly are and return to your best self. And you go through stages of admitting your guilt, seeking forgiveness, and if you can, setting whatever you've destroyed to rights. It doesn't play well on the big screen, but it is what saves the small world of our personal universe of family and friends, or even the bigger world of the cosmos. Tshuva is what gives us the strength to admit that we've gone wrong. Now, because Behukkotai is a cautionary tale, by the way, there's no need to wait to do tshuva until the planet is on the brink of destruction. Something I love about Judaism is we always have that glimmer of hope. There is always the opportunity to change what we've been doing and make the world a better place. There's always an opportunity to pursue justice. There's always an opportunity to be good guardians of the earth that God has gifted us with. So in conclusion, dystopia is always a possibility. We can see sometimes that humanity is on the brink of dangerous destruction. But we can also see that humans have the power to end hunger and war. And the Jewish way of making that happen is to observe the mitzvot. Easier to embrace hopelessness, I think, because it's passive. It's easier to say we can't solve world hunger than it is to volunteer at a food bank. It's easier to say climate change is inevitable than it is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. But the Jewish response to dystopia is the mitzvot, the ethical actions that God prescribes in the Torah that make the world a holy place. Behukkotai is a cautionary tale that warns us of the disaster that could unfold. And spoiler alert, at the end of Behukkotai, it reminds us that we are empowered to change the course of the universe because we already know what we can do as protagonists. We can humbly engage in tshuva and set the world to rights. Shabbat shalom.